Debbie with Tailored by Debbie. I've had several people ask me today, how can you crank out so many painted wood items? Well, guys, I'm going to show you a little tip, a little secret that I use when I'm painting. You ever buy a plaque and it's MDF on the back and painted and pretty on the front? Well, I'm going to show you a quick way that you can make these look high-end. What I do, I like to take these sponges. This particular brand is Folk Art. I bought it at Walmart, and I want to say they were $5 or less, and it came with 5 sponges. And these can be rinsed out in the sink. And I wash them with Blue Dawn spray dish soap and warm water. And then I rinse them, squeeze it out. And y'all, I've been using this same one out of the pack, different colors, ever since I got them. So they last a long time. And what we're going to use today is Waverly White chalk paint. And what I'm wanting to do is kind of give this MDF a wood grain look. So I'm going to take my sponge, dip it in the paint. And first we're just going to swirl it around and get the paint all over. Not really worrying too much about it. Just a quick way to get the paint all over our wood plaque here. Okay. And once you have paint everywhere on your plaque, you're just going to take your sponge and you want to start from one end and go to the other and just swipe it. And you see how that kind of gives that a wood grain look? And you want to make sure you go all the way from one end to the other without stopping so you don't have any breaks in between. And then you're just going to continue to do that all the way across. And look at that, guys. It kind of looks like a wood grain. And I didn't quite get the paint all the way here in the corner. If that happens, just dab the paint on. And you can take your sponge and go over this as many times as you want to get the desired look that you want. Okay. But don't go over it too many times, or it will, chalk paint dries really fast and you don't want to keep going over and over and very many times or it's going to start drying on you. I did see some little blobs up here that I wanted to get rid of. Okay. Then on the side, I just take and paint it with a paintbrush. And y'all know how to paint with a paintbrush. So I'm not going to sit here and show you that. But what I did want to show you, I've got one here that I already did. You just go around and paint. I will tell you, if you happen to get any of the chalk paint on the front side, I take a baby wipe and just wipe down it so that it won't ruin the finished part on the front, okay? I'm going to show you one that I've already painted here. The next thing that I do is I take a piece of sandpaper, and I like to use a low grit sandpaper. I'm using 220. 220 is the grit. All right. And I just fold it over a couple times. And then I'm going to lightly sand this coat. And this is one that was already dry that I already painted the sides on. And I'm just going to go in that wood grain pattern and just sand it just a little bit. Like that. And y'all, it looks like a wood grain, and now it feels nice and smooth. Then on the sides, I just sand them down. It's not going to look like wood grain, but it will have like a distressed look, and it won't just look like MDF. You want some of that MDF color to come through, and then some of the white. So I just kind of sand it like so until a little bit. Of course, wear the proper protection equipment because you don't want to breathe in these fumes, especially if you're doing a lot of them like I do at a time. But you just kind of sand it until you see a little bit of that tan from the MDF coming through. And then I also like to go up here on all the sides, the edges, and the points. And just kind of make it look like they've been tumbled, distressed. I like to really get the corners well. Just kind of take it and drag it across that corner until you see it's kind of distressed looking. Now guys, we just took an inexpensive MDF plaque and made it look like it has a wood grain. Now I've got the dust from the sanding on my fingers. I just take a baby wipe, wipe off that black, and then I have a paper towel that I wipe it dry with. Also, microfiber cloths work really well, and I don't have it right here beside me. Let me grab it. I do my final wiping down with a microfiber cloth right here. And that just takes off. And I will be covering this with vinyl. These plaques come with some, little dings and scratches on it, but once I get my vinyl on there, you won't even see it. So just wanted to share that little tip with y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a blessed day.